In this video, we're going to review operations on integers. Integers are positive and negative counting numbers and the number 0. You can see the list written here in set notation, and you can see them on a number line. Envision them going on in the negative direction and on in the positive direction. There is no least or first integer, and there is no greatest or last integer. We're going to discuss adding integers. We're going to use the triple method in order to add integers. This is a diagram of the thought process you should use as you figure out how to add two integers together. If the signs are the same, you're going to use the left-hand side of this chart. If the signs are the same, you will sum the absolute values, and then you will use the same sign as the two numbers that you're adding. If the signs are different, you will use the right-hand side of this chart. If you have different signs, you're going to take the difference, which means subtract the larger absolute value minus the smaller absolute value. The sign will come from the sign of the dominant number, the sign of the larger absolute value number. In our first problem, we are adding -4 plus -6. The signs are the same, so we will take the sum of the numbers, we will add the numbers. 4 plus 6 is 10. Then we will keep the sign of the numbers, which is negative. So -4 plus -6, add the numbers and get 10, and keep the sign, which is negative. We can think of this as money as well. We borrowed $4, then we borrowed another $6. Therefore, we owe $10. Thus, we have -10, showing that we owe $10. -7 plus 3. The signs are different, so we're going to take the difference or subtract the numbers, the larger number minus the smaller number. 7 minus 3 is 4. So we get 4. Then to determine our sign, we look at the biggest absolute value number, which is 7. The number 7 has a negative, so our answer will be negative. If the signs are different, you subtract the numbers and keep the sign of the bigger number. In this problem, we have -1 plus 8. The signs are different, so we will subtract the numbers. 8 minus 1 is 7. Then we will keep the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is 8, and 8 is positive, so our answer is 7. You can think of this as money again. You owe -$1 to a bank. Then you deposit $8. Now your bank account has $7 in it. Subtracting integers. In order to subtract integers, we're going to change any subtraction sign to adding the opposite. So in this case, when we have a minus b, we're going to change it to a plus -b. And if we have subtracting a negative, a minus -b, we're going to change it to adding a plus b. Then we will use our rules for adding integers. Here we have 5 minus -2. We're going to change the subtraction to addition by adding the opposite. We're going to rewrite that as 5 plus the opposite of -2, which is +2. Here, the signs are the same, and we're adding, so we add the numbers and keep the sign. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 minus 10. We will start by changing subtraction to addition. 3 plus -10. The signs are different, so we will subtract the numbers. 10 minus 3 is 7. Then we will keep the sign of the larger number. The larger number is 10, and 10 is negative, so our answer is negative. You can think about this as money. You have a bank account that had $3 in it, then you wrote a check for $10. Now your bank account reads you owe $7. So we show that we are in debt with a negative. -6 minus 3. We will change this subtraction to an addition problem. Change the subtraction to adding the opposite. The opposite of 3 is -3. We are adding -6 plus -3. The signs are the same, so we will add the numbers and keep the sign. 6 plus 3 is 9, and the signs are both negative. So we borrowed $6 and we borrow another $3, therefore we owe $9. When we multiply and divide integers, the rules are different from addition. If the signs are the same and we're multiplying, we get a positive number. If the signs are different when we're multiplying, we get a negative number. These rules are the same with division. If the signs are the same and we're dividing, we get a positive number. If the signs are different and we're dividing, we get a negative number. The rules for multiplication and division are different from the addition and subtraction rules for sign numbers. Make sure you keep these rules separate when you do these operations. I am multiplying -4 times -5. The signs are the same, so we are going to get a positive number. 4 times 5 is 20, and a negative times a negative is a positive. -7 times 8. The signs are different, so when we multiply, we will get a negative number. -7 times 8 is -56. 12 times 0. A number times 0 is equal to 0. So 12 times 0 is 0. We're dividing. The signs are the same, so we will get a positive number. 21 divided by 3 is 7, so -21 divided by -3 is 7. Simplify 54 divided by -6. In this problem we have a positive divided by a negative, so our answer will be negative. 54 divided by 6 is 9, so 54 divided by -6 is -9. Fraction notation. The fraction bar means division, so when we can interchange a division and a fraction bar. If only the numerator is negative or only the denominator is negative, then the number is negative. If both the numerator and the denominator are negative, then the number is positive. When we read -a over -b, we can also see that this is a division problem. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, whereas a positive divided by a negative is a negative. Keep this in mind when you are simplifying fractions. Here we have -36 divided by 9, or -36 over 9. 36 is divisible by 9, so we can simplify by division. 36 divided by 9 is 4. And we have a negative divided by a positive, so we get a negative. So our answer is -4. When we multiply and divide using 0, we need to follow these rules. For multiplication, any product that has a 0 in it is equal to 0. For division, we need to be careful. When we have 0 divided by a number, we get 0. In fraction form, you can see 0 divided by a number is also equal to 0. If 0 is divided by any number except 0, the answer is 0. A number divided by 0 is undefined. We can see that written in the division notation and in the fraction notation. A number divided by 0 is undefined. If any number is divided by 0, the answer is undefined. In other words, there is no answer to that problem. Using that information, 0 divided by 2 is equal to 0. But 2 divided by 0 is undefined. Zero over 5 is the same thing as 0 divided by 5, and this is equal to 0.